and they work really hard to get this out. We've been making products for years for a lot of different companies. We decided to make them for ourselves a few years ago. They're really good stuff. We even started a biotech a couple of years ago. We have some really good stuff in that. Already have our first FDA registered product. Probably going to have 2 or 3 here shortly.
We are live on Facebook now too.
Oh, we're on live on Facebook Live.
We're
Okay.
live everywhere.
So we have lots of products. Our Endure, our Renew, all that. Okay, here I am. We're going to start this Facebook Live. This is Dr. Dan Purser, danpursermd.com. Sitting here tonight, we're going to cover the top 5 vitamin deficiencies you never want to have. And you don't even know why you don't ever want to have them, but I'm going to tell you why you never want to have them. I deal a lot with vitamin deficiencies. I know I'm an MD. This is weird for me to say all this, but I had the chance to learn a lot about root cause medicine when I was doing research in California for 10 years at a university down there. That's all I'll say about that. But I did a lot of research. We did a lot of intracellular vitamin work, mainly looking at hormones and pituitary stuff. So, and I learned a lot. The guy I worked with was a genius, super smart, from Harvard, all that kind of stuff. Cardiologist and really good endocrinologist. So we had a lot of fun doing what we did. I still do intracellular vitamin testing. I had a complex wound practice, and we could get wounds to heal that no one else could because vitamin deficiencies are critical. So I do a lot of vitamin panels every day on patients, and we go through the results. It usually dramatically changes their lives, and not everyone, but most. Some just are really healthy and don't really have that much in the way of vitamin deficiencies, and don't really have much in the way of medical problems either. But the ones, the worst I've ever seen is 28 severe deficiencies. The worst I've ever had personally is 16 at one time. It was bad. I thought I was dying. That was after the last 3 years of working my butt off every day and taking care of tons of patients. Yeah, so we're going to go through tonight the top 5 nightmares I deal with in vitamin deficiencies. So Brecken's going to be asking me questions like, what's number 5? And I'll give it, we're going to start with number 5, and then we'll go to number 1, and we'll have a big announcement. Jackson will play his trumpet to announce number 1. You brought it, right?
Kalimba, yes.
Oh, you got kalimba. That even fanfare? Can you fanfare with the kalimba?
Sure.
Yeah,
can we do a little intro too, real quick?
Oh yeah, you're gonna do the intro. Yeah, we have an intro ballad or song. Do we usually get up and dance? We're not gonna do that tonight. Okay, go ahead, Jackson. We don't dance.
No, it's a very basic intro. There we all are. You're on 2.
So I am.
Mm-hmm.
Back on.
Not really dancing. Okay, yeah. So go ahead, Brecken, ask away.
Well, let's just go for it. What's number 5?
Zinc. I hate zinc deficiencies. I see them all the time. It's crazy. It's as bad as it is. I see it a lot, and it affects a lot of different hormones. Like you can't make thyroid if you're super low in zinc. You won't make much of it. You can't make the thyroid hormones. You won't make testosterone. You won't make progesterone. And you won't make insulin.
No.
I can go on and on. It's just bad.
Yeah.
Zinc deficiencies will make you super sick. It's also the number 1 cause of hair loss in women.
Really?
Zinc deficiency. Yeah, it causes an alopecia. Go to PubMed and search zinc and alopecia, PubMed.org, I think, and .gov or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just Google PubMed. Go to PubMed and search zinc and alopecia, ALOPECIA. A lot will come up.
Because that's what we've seen a lot of people over the past few years with hair loss, cold hands, cold feet, and all those interesting little problems. Right. But they come to you, and turns out it's a zinc deficiency oftentimes, right? Yeah.
I get a lot of pseudo-hypothyroidism that's not really hypothyroidism. They just have years of low zinc. Yeah, they'll have low thyroid, but the root cause is zinc deficiency. So zinc also affects insulin receptor functionality big time. and also thyroid receptor functionality.
So how does it affect the receptors?
You got to think of those receptors. We have hundreds of each of those on every cell, and they're really complex, like Mercedes engines. And they just churn along, usually doing their little job. But if they're missing zinc or selenium or other things, B12, whatever, they fail. They start to fail. And you become suddenly, you're extremely insulin resistant. Well, insulin resistance, the correct phraseology for insulin resistance is insulin receptor dysfunction. Something is broken or not functioning correctly with your insulin. So you got to figure it out. That's my job, to figure out why is your insulin receptor not working? Why is your thyroid receptors not functioning correctly? Why do you have thyroid resistance? Why do you have insulin resistance? Why can't you make enough thyroid? Why can't you make enough insulin? Those are the things I dig in. Most doctors don't even look at that. They don't even know how to look at that.
Yeah.
So, but that's kind of work we did down there. It's kind of work I do up here. So, I saw 2 of those alopecias last week,
Wow.
and they had bad zinc deficiencies, both of them.
That's so crazy.
And they didn't know it. They're like, wow, that makes sense. And they're like, this is why I feel so horrible. My thyroid's off and all. Yep. It also affects testosterone. So I get women who are in early menopause or ovarian insufficiency or failure, as it's called, and they're 30 or 35 or 38. It's from a zinc deficiency. And a few others
Is
mixed
it
in.
just women that it affects their thyroid?
No,
or
it
can
affects
be
men too. It'll affect men too and all that. It won't affect men's progesterone production though.
But it will affect women's progesterone.
Yeah, men don't make progesterone.
No. Not
Yeah.
at all? Slightly?
I don't even think they make it slightly.
Okay.
Pretty
That's an
sure.
interesting one.
Yeah, and it's very inflammatory in men.
Yeah.
So
Should we go to number 4?
I usually have them take a zinc glycinate
That's
or
good.
zinc chelate.
Is there a certain dosage that you recommend for different problems or women or men?
It varies
or-
according to how bad their deficiencies are.
Yeah.
You can become zinc toxic. It's pretty hard when you're severely deficient.
Yeah.
I mean, you could take 100 milligrams for 100 days. It probably wouldn't hurt you. Don't do that without doctor's supervision.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I've had people on more than that.
What's your
I have a
common-
lady from Australia who comes to see me. She has severe zinc deficiency. It's called pyruria. It's not supposed to exist. She takes 700 milligrams of zinc a day.
Oh my
Has
gosh.
for years. That's just a bare. If she backs off of that at all, and she's a really good brand, she has to ship in. And then her zinc will drop like a stone. She gets really sick. So
Man.
yeah, so I mean, you can take a lot of zinc, so,
Yeah.
and probably a lot more people have pyruria than know it. You can look it up. It's not supposed to exist. It exists.
Yeah.
I don't know why they say that, because that patient takes 700. I have other patients take 100, 200 milligrams a day just to keep their zinc levels up.
It's insane.
Yep.
What would you say is like a basic dosage though that people could take if they know they have some of those symptoms or
30 milligrams, 2 a day for 30 days, and 1 a day thereafter for another 70 days. And if the symptoms don't resolve, just back it off, go to 2 a week.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
Good to know. Should we see what number 4 is?
Are you asking me? Or
Yeah.
we should see.
What's number 4?
Oh, what's number 4? CoQ10 deficiency.
Ooh, interesting.
A severe deficiency in CoQ10. I've had it recently. A really bad deficiency. It was horrible.
Yeah.
It gives you physical exhaustion, really bad brain fog, arrhythmias, and heart failure.
Wait, what is CoQ10 though? Go back to that.
It's the last coenzyme in the energy pathway. It's a coenzyme. And you have to be in really good vitamin shape and physical shape to make adequate amounts of CoQ10. You need to be really humming along on everything. Because if you're missing anything, it'll screw up your energy pathway. A little here, a little there, and pretty soon the last coenzyme in that pathway won't come out, right?
Yeah.
It'll be down 80% or 70% or 50%. Mine was severely deficient, but I take a statin. I know, shocking to you guys. Sorry. I'm so Western MD. I take a high-dose statin. I take thyroid medication. I work out really hard every day, really hard. I'm 63. and it's really hard.
You just exposed your own age?
Yeah, sorry.
You've never done that?
So I've never done that before.
No.
I don't care.
I know. I'm joking.
I don't look it either. So, I go to the mall and see people who are in their 40s and they look terrible. Yeah.
I'm getting there. I'm getting close.
Yeah, man. I know.
32 next
Hang
month.
in there. I know you're going downhill fast. So I ended up. It'd been 4 lab tests. I'd been for the Intracellular test, the CMAs with the redox panel we do. It's pretty cheap. We'll talk about it at the end of this, but it's a really inexpensive test that looks for 100 different vitamins, minerals, amino acids, antioxidant deficiencies. It's extremely accurate, and it's cheap for all the tests you get. I added up 100 different tests. If you were to do serum levels, if you could do serum levels on all of them, it costs easily, I don't know, probably $50,000 to $75,000 to do them all.
Yeah,
at least. Some of them are super expensive. Yeah. So, and you're going to pay $500 for the most expensive test we have. So,
so how do you treat a CoQ10 problem?
I had one. So I had a severe deficiency, and I had 4 in a row. I went from taking 2 a day because that's what I tell everyone to take. It's got to be ubiquinol. So we do sell a product called Brain Support. Brain Support is really interesting. We got the license out of Japan. It's all natural product. Has 34 FDA peer-reviewed validated studies. But those studies were validated while they were giving them ubiquinone, which is the oxidized version of CoQ10, and I don't think it's effective, but apparently for PQQ, which you make in your brain, pyrroloquinone, you make in your brain, it requires ubiquinone to be processed properly, and so everyone asks the question, well, why do you guys put ubiquinone in there? Well, number one, it's the licensing agreement we signed with them. We have to do it right. Number two, wanting ubiquinol work better because that's what I prefer to do for that CoQ10 deficiency. No, not for that situation, not for your brain, not for the PQQ to function correctly. It needs ubiquinone. Okay, all that aside, CoQ10 that I'm always talking about now is ubiquinol, and you can absorb it better, it works better. And the one I like is Qunol, Mega Qunol. It's just cheap. Everyone can get it at Walmart. You can get it off Amazon too. It's a known quantity. It's a good product.
Costco too? Or
no,
they don't.
No, really, weirdly, the Ultra CoQ10 at the Ultra Qunol's there. I looked at all 3 of the Costco's around here.
Mm-hmm.
And so the one Costco here, one in Salt Lake, yeah, and it's not available. I don't know that's available there anymore. I don't know why they pulled it. But it's not. They say it's 9 times more absorbable than what? I don't know, because you can't alter intracellular levels with it very readily. So, especially in a severe oxidation syndrome and really sick, I wouldn't take ubiquinone. I take ubiquinol. Okay.
I think it depends on the Costco because I have seen them at.
I've seen them before too, but I haven't seen them lately.
Recently. I'm in the pharmacy all the time.
Yeah, well, you go buy one. I'll pay you for it.
Okay, sounds good.
I need them anyway. Yeah. So I was taking 2, then 4, then 8, then 12, and this time I've been taking 20.
So this is the Mega Qunol from ubiquinol?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm taking 20 of those a day.
Wow.
100 milligrams instead of 20, 2,000 milligrams.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but you know what? I feel normal. So I think the reason I'm getting sleepy during that lunch every day is because I take tryptophan in the morning. I need to take it at night. Oops.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Screwed that up.
That would help.
Okay, number 1 symptom, low glutathione. Sorry. Well, it was early.
You jumping?
Sorry.
Do you want me to ask what's number 3?
Oh yeah, what is number 3? Yeah, so I explained everything I could about ubiquinol
I think so.
CoQ10. Yeah,
but feel free to leave.
It will put you into heart failure if you have a really low level of it. You know, the worst brain fog too with the CoQ10 deficiency. Like you'll be okay for part of the morning, then it'll hit you about lunch and be like, I feel terrible.
And CoQ10's an antioxidant.
It is. It is all these. Well, yeah, pretty much. Most of these are antioxidants.
Yeah.
Well, we're about to talk about the most potent antioxidant in the world.
One little note real quick on the CoQ10, the two different versions. Ubiquinol, what we're talking about, that's in the mega quinol.
Yeah.
That one is actually the reduced version of CoQ10, which is cool. And then ubiquinone that we have in our brain support product is the oxidized version. Both of them are needed within our bodies. But as you were just saying a minute ago, the one you're talking about, the one that's more used throughout all the body is ubiquinol, the reduced version of it.
Yeah, good point. Thank you. You can snip this out and probably use it on TikTok or something.
Absolutely. That's the idea. We're live on TikTok right now. You can get a little shout out. We have some followers there.
Hey, TikTok people. I don't know you. Maybe I do know you. Maybe I've seen you as patients. I don't know. Hey, how's it going? Are you TikToking?
Yeah. They actually, those following on TikTok right now, sorry everyone else, there is a little flash sale going on TikTok. So that brain support product we were just talking about, you can get it a little bit cheaper right now on our TikTok live stream only.
34 validated FDA level peer reviewed studies. That stuff is crazy and it works. We can say all that. It improves memory up to 30-fold in the first 6 weeks when you take it. That's bizarre. I mean, it really does the job. If you're not feeling it, try more. Sometimes you're really deficient in it. That intracellular test we do checks for it.
Yep.
Checks for both CoQ10 levels, oxidized and reduced, by the way, too.
Really?
And PQQ levels.
Yep, fantastic.
Intracellular data, it's really good.
Yeah.
People can be going, my memory is horrible. Well, they either have a lithium or a PQQ deficiency. That'll affect your memory, both of them will.
Crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Real quick, before we move on to the next point, again, just another little shout out to the TikTok people. You have a bunch of new followers on there, specifically from a video that went kind of viral this week about MTHFR. It was an old video from you like 4 or 5 years ago, but it got in front
probably really round and chubby.
You were a little bit more round then, yeah. But no, the people loved that video, and so they're expecting some more content about MTHFR in there. And if they're coming watching the live now just from that, welcome. That's cool.
So I will say this on the intracellular testing, certain patterns show up with people with bad methylation errors or MTHFR errors all the time. I see it all the time. It's not genetic testing, that particular test isn't, but those SNPs, those methylation SNPs, MTHFR, and the other methylation SNPs show up as certain vitamin deficiencies, B6, B12, folate. Let's see a lot of zinc with it too. I'm not completely sure why. L-serine, L-glutamine, it's kind of a set pattern, and they're all low in glutathione because if you have bad MTHFR, you cannot recycle homocysteine to glutathione. Sorry, made me cough. Thinking about that recycling thing. Okay, ask me number 3.
What's number 3?
I don't. Well, oh yeah, glutathione, the most potent, powerful super antioxidant in the body, top of the heap. All the other antioxidants, especially lipoic acid, exist to serve it. So it's got to serve glutathione, help it keep it in reduced form, keep it out of oxidized state. So what's the number one symptom? You're supposed to ask me. What's the number one symptom of low glutathione?
Do you want me to answer it for you?
Yeah.
Brain fog.
You're right.
Bad brain fog.
It's really bad brain fog, yeah. And so a lot of people take glutathione and the best way I've heard it described is like cool blue water running through your brain and it just clears everything out. Just the brain fog's gone.
Yeah.
If you're low in glutathione, you'll have brain fog, kind of like CoQ10.
Yeah.
But it's just it's slightly different.
Can I give my little personal story from that too?
Yeah.
So I've been taking glutathione now for over 10 years from our early different versions of glutathione that we used way back when. Yeah. And that was exactly my problem. Even when I was still back in high school taking it early on, I would crash every day, like at 2 or 3 o'clock, and just literally crash. I even had the teachers at school like complaining to the parents that I would just be tired that day or that time every day.
Yeah, I heard them.
Yeah, and but then when I started taking glutathione regularly, then I was able to push right through those afternoons. It didn't get that crash.
Well, it is a super antioxidant.
Yeah.
So what glutathione did you take?
That one was real GSH way back when.
No. Mm-hmm. So it's interesting. We have a patent on our glutathione. It's rare. I think we're about it for oral topical glutathione that have been proven to the U.S. Patent Office that it works.
Functional
We have patents in Japan, Australia, all over the world. A lot of patent work we've done. Canada. So yeah, we've worked hard on those patents, spent a lot of money on them. So yeah, and I believe this year or next year we'll probably have the first IV glutathione. We'll see how that goes. That actually is FDA approved and for certain specific situations. Yeah.
So what else does glutathione cause?
It removes heavy metals and toxins not being properly cleared. You can post all these notes.
Real quick,
when we're done.
We have a bunch of people on TikTok right now that just joined. The VARS glutathione that we're talking about right now is on sale currently. If you want to click through right there, you can take a look at it. It's a fantastic product. Dr. Purser is the creator of that product, and
like we were just picture, yeah,
both of you together, our co-founders. But yeah, Dr. Purser, Dan here. This may be the first time for a lot of people. We have over 200 people watching on TikTok right now. Yeah.
Do I do a dance or anything?
Give them a little shout out. They're all here watching you.
Yeah, I'm Dr. Purser. Hi. Dan. just call me Doc. Mm-hmm. Hey, yeah, no, it's crazy. Glutathione, we have the first functional, validated, absorbable, reduced, stable glutathione. That's what we call it, VARS. So because we validated glutathione. So think of those math problems that no one's ever been able to solve. For 300 years, this math problem, someone finally figures it out. They get a scholarship. Well, we didn't get a scholarship, but glutathione was a pharmacological problem like that. No one could ever figure it out. Hundreds of people have tried. There's all kinds of weird, bizarre patents and patent applications on it. We were laughing at a bunch of them. Just crazy. But it's a super antioxidant. No one's ever been able to figure it out except for us. So that's why we got a patent on it. And that's why we've got them in all the other countries too. So bad brain fog, pain usually from myalgias due to heavy metals and toxins not being cleared, like I said. Deficiencies are highly associated with Alzheimer's disease. Chronic lifetime deficiencies because you can't form fibrillary tangles if your glutathione level is high. And fibrillary tangles are the messed up residue that gets left after the oxidation problem with Alzheimer's disease in the brain. So
glutathione and another substance really help break down those tangles, right?
Another substance.
Or were you talking about PQQ right now?
Well, PQQ will do it too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, glutathione will do it. Oh, I see where you're getting at.
Yeah.
I thought you were trying to throw something else in there.
Oh, no, but yeah, just together, the two of them.
Yeah, they're both incredibly anti-inflammatory in your brain.
Mm-hmm.
So, good. Next one. Let's not dawdle. Well, these people want to go home and
2
have stew or pizza. Number 2.
What's number 2? What's the number 2?
Thiamine or B1 deficiency is the next most common bad deficiency.
First, explain what thiamine is, or B, because there's a lot of B vitamins. So how?
B1, it's B1. It's the top of the heap, the peak of the pop. It's B1. It's thiamine, and if the thiamine deficiency causes neurological problems like neuropathies, bad neuropathy. B1, B2, B3, and even up to B6 can all cause bad neuropathies if you're deficient. And you can't figure out why. Take a B complex. Long-term lack of it causes irreversible long-term memory loss and permanent brain damage. It's a situation called Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome. The websites say that that's the disease it causes. Sorry, not the situation. But all the websites say it only occurs with alcoholics. I've seen it with people who've never drank. I've seen at least Wernicke syndrome. I've seen 5 cases this year now.
Wow.
I saw another one this week. Wernicke's, so there's a condition called Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome, and it's the dreaded Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome because Korsakoff syndrome is severe memory loss, long-term memory, and you'll never get it back. Once that occurs, it's gone. So, and you'll be put in an Alzheimer's unit or dementia unit eventually. And it's from lack of B1, lack of thiamine. Neurologists never put anyone on B1, at least not in the eye now, for memory problems. I'd put everyone on it. It's easy that and the PQQ product we talked about. And glutathione too, by the way. So
so that disease is caused by B1 deficiency. Is that usually genetic?
Yeah, it is. It is
Okay.
caused by B1 or thiamine deficiency. Wernicke syndrome is reversible. Korsakoff is not. If you let it go on long enough, it's bad enough, you're doomed. That disease can kill you and make you extremely miserable and lose your mind.
Sad.
So you don't want to have it. These are all, if you're very deficient in any of these 5, you're a dead man walking or dead woman walking. You got to figure it out and reverse it. So,
And what do you recommend dosage-wise for people to take?
500 milligrams, 4 of them a day. If you're
And that's
low on
if
it.
they're really deficient.
Yeah. Don't mess around with it. Clear it up. Get rid of it. And I'd do it for probably, if you had any neurological problems, I'd do it for a year.
Yeah.
Won't hurt you.
Be vigilant on it.
You'll be peeing yellow urine forever, but whatever. Dark yellow. Glow in the dark yellow. But the number one cause of deficiencies are genetic SNPs. These all 5 of them, almost all of these, the majority of these are caused by, and most of these deficiencies, when I see them, are caused by genetic SNPs or errors, not by mutations. The genetic SNPs I'm talking about are really replication errors that have occurred thousands of times over the years. We will copy an error just like we will normal genes over and over and over again. We'll never change it. We're programmed not to change it. But radiation, sunspot, getting hit in the head with a baseball bat, I don't know about that, but any of those things can cause you to have a mutation.
Trauma.
Yeah. Okay, the next one.
Yeah, what's number 1? The worst of the worst, you would say?
Play the kalimba. Please don't play something. Oh, that was weak.
I wasn't ready.
You should have
no.
a charge, a kalimba charge, dude. Like,
I could play the intro again.
Yeah, number 1 is taurine. Not that anyone's hardly heard of it. It's the most ubiquitous, most common amino acid in your body. If you're deficient in it, though, it's a nightmare. Especially on an intracellular level, it'll cause cardiomyopathy, congestive heart failure, and bad neurooptical problems. You'll be blind. This goes on long enough, bad enough. You'll be blind, you'll die of heart failure.
Really?
Great. Isn't that fun? It's incredible. So, yeah, they'd see this. They saw this a lot in the Russian gulags, the blindness disease they call it, but it's a taurine deficiency, amino acid. It's an essential amino acid for babies. Adults can supposedly make their own of it. But if you have certain genetic errors, good luck. It's mostly in the brain, the retina, the muscle tissue, and the heart, and other organs throughout the body. It's everywhere. And if you're low in it, you're in trouble.
Do you want to say it again? Because I think a couple...
Taurine. Taurine. It is a quasi-essential, non-essential amino acid, which is kind of weird. It walks in both worlds. So we can't make it, or babies can't make it, so they definitely can't be deficient in it. So
Where they definitely could be deficient?
you never want them to be deficient in it. It's got to be in it's always in the baby formula in a
Gotcha.
mama's milk.
Gotcha.
Foods highest in taurine: shellfish, liver, eggs, seaweed, brewer's yeast. Brewer's yeast is high in everything, isn't it? Is there anything that isn't high in that?
Everything there is high in copper.
I know. Yeah, if you have fibromyalgia, that's another issue. You can't eat high copper foods. Maybe you've never heard that, but I'm going to tell you that. And peanuts are the highest nut. Well, I'm a nut sometimes, but my taurine's pretty good now. It was super low a while ago.
Yeah.
My heart hurt.
Yeah. I
That was
remember that time
Freaking
when
blurred vision.
you felt so sick. You thought you had knee cancer too.
I did have knee cancer.
Oh, you
Well,
did.
it felt like cancer. My knee hurt. There's osteoarthritis in my knee.
Why?
I get stem cells to cure the cancer.
Yep,
And then that causes more
boy.
vitamin deficiencies.
Now you're making fun things.
Yeah, stem cells are surgery. Your body uses so many nutrients and micronutrients to heal. Or those stem cells are like weird, good cancer in your knee or hip or wherever. Hips don't work. Stem cells don't work in hips, by the way. We're going to have Rich Rosenthal on here one night. Richard Rosenthal is probably the most amazing pain expert in the country. a regenerative medicine guy, kind of started the whole movement. He's trained everyone on how to do stem cells. He's the master. He figured it all out to begin with, did all the research. He's extremely academic. He's chair of the Utah Pain Society. Just he's the man. So we'll have him on one night. So you never want to be low in taurine. Sorry about Rich Rosendahl. He's not low in taurine. I've been low in taurine, though. You never want to be low in taurine because it can cause heart failure and blindness. So great, you'll be lying in bed and you can't even see the TV. So that's great.
So that's what you would call the worst deficiency.
Oh, it's taurine. Terrible.
Yeah.
Because
it's kind of a slow death.
The NIH calls it the one that's very essential amino acid that you never want to be deficient in. That's the NIH quote, not mine.
Ma'am.
Yeah, it will kill you. So we're going to post some stuff, some articles, things like that. It's critical for molecular vision for your taurine to function. Hey, I've got a bonus one too. Should I give it?
Oh, yeah.
Bonus.
I didn't know there was a bonus one.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Bonus 6. I have the 6th one.
This is actually number 0.
But it's not the worst. Is this the 6th worst?
Well, it's got its own set of weird, nasty little problems.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
Tryptophan.
Mm.
Yeah. So what do you get tryptophan in?
What do you get it from?
Yeah, turkey, right?
That's the one that puts people to sleep, right?
Yeah,
Turkey
chicken, eggs,
doesn't
cheese,
have
fish,
fun.
peanuts, pumpkin and sesame seeds, milk, and turkey are the 10 highest.
There you go.
Actually, those are.
But what is tryptophan the precursor to?
Yeah, well, there lies the rub. You cannot form, if you're low in tryptophan, you will not form serotonin or melatonin. So you can't sleep and you'll be grouchy and depressed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like taurine causes heart failure and blindness. Okay. That's hard to live with. That's pretty deadly. Tryptophan will make you suicidal and exhausted from lack of sleep.
Yeah.
So, it's got its own nightmare, huh? That's why it ended up in the top 6.
That's good.
I couldn't put it up there, but it's not. Yeah, well, never mind.
But
I've been low on tryptophan, too. The day I had 16, oh, my God, I thought I was dying.
Wow.
So I was as depressed, I couldn't sleep. I was going blind.
A bad day.
You take away some of your vitamins,
They're really bad. As a physician, I'm like, having to, touch patients' heads and go, what are you? I'm joking. Oh, no. We'll put some articles up about all this. Take your tryptophan.
How do you treat it?
Tryptophan.
Just a supplement?
I take 1,500 milligrams at night. Well, I haven't been. I just take it whenever. And it's nailing me. That's why I get so sleepy every day. When I'm like, because I take my 43 vitamins in the morning.
Mm-hmm. They know.
I do 300 push-ups every morning, and I feel like I need them.
You should do like a day in the life of Dr. Purser.
Yeah, it's pretty freaking
intense. And show all the vitamins you take. Yeah. Show your push-ups. All the
we should have
businesses we run, writing books, preparing for speaking.
Crying in the bathroom.
Crying in the bathroom, being depressed. Can't sleep.
Just kidding, he's past those days.
Taking little naps. Usually to see a patient. Okay. Are there any questions anyone has?
How do you test for all that?
Intracellular vitamin testing. We used to use SpectraCell. This is just a much better test, we believe now. It's the son of SpectraCell, same technology, just much improved. It's called by Cell Science System. It's called out of Orlando, Florida. It's called a CMA with a redox panel, and it's detailed. And then we send you a report. And sorry, I don't have the report with me, but it'll show you all that you need. So let me. I'm
going to read this comment because I liked it.
Okay.
Julia said, CMA showed me a lot of what I had going on and never would have had my doctor test, but also gleaned a lot of info on what wasn't going on that I thought was. Highly recommend the bundle with a follow-up because right now we are offering appointments like consultations with Dr. Purser when you purchase CMAs. So that's a special deal going on right now too, and it's really
the follow-up
nice.
It consists of me going through this and kind of telling you the nightmares of the stuff you got going on. You go, oh my gosh, that is happening. Oh my gosh, my eye did fall out last week. I knew it was. Stuff like that. I don't know about eye falling out. But, yeah, and we give you a guide with links and everything so you know the vitamins on Amazon we want you to get or wherever they are. Some of it is stuff we strictly made and have patents on. Sorry. Or we have the license for. Sorry. Just that by happenstance they started testing for all that. Really was by happenstance. It's a really useful test if you have fibromyalgia, or trust me, I can unwind that in the biggest sort of way. I just spoke to the to the Utah Osteopathic Medical Association about that this last weekend, and I thought it was a good talk. They liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were there. You came in just to laugh at me. He threw stuff at me while I was up there.
Trying to distract you.
Yeah, it worked. It didn't work.
Yeah.
I kept plowing on. So
real quick, I kind of want to hit the CMA testing one more time. So what we're talking about here is not just the test itself, and we have 3 different options of getting the test. You can get just the basic panel all by itself.
48 vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and some antioxidants.
And that is absolutely the best place to start, to just get a general idea right now of what your intracellular vitamin deficiencies are.
If you're tired, fatigued, have low testosterone, have osteoporosis or osteopenia, or headaches, migraines, I love those.
Depressed, anxious.
Fatigued, exhausted. Yeah, depressed, anxious, can't dance, any of that. Yeah, we can figure it out.
Yeah. So that's just the base test that you can get. But then the 2 other bundle options that we offer is one, the CMA panel with a 30-minute consult with Dr. Purser. So exactly like he was just explaining, he goes through them personally and discovers the recommendations of things that he needs to get you on.
And plus we talk, and I usually adjust them. I'm like,
Exactly.
oh no, you're going to take 7 of those a day.
Yeah, so you get a personalized guide with Dr. Purser, one-on-one time with him to walk you through what your deficiencies are and what's going to get better for you. It's amazing.
You sound really convincing.
Oh, yeah, well, I love it. You don't let me have appointments enough. I always want to come to chat with you. But then the third bundle is, so there's the one bundle that has just the CMA test.
Yeah, it's just the 48.
The 48 vitamins and
but you can get 52 more, the antioxidant page.
with the full panel.
It shows the redox and oxidation status and the antioxidant versus reduced stage of it's kind of complex, but they make it in a simple format, but it's a lot of tech on that page.
Definitely. So why would someone want to get the redox panel? What's the point of that?
Oh, maybe the first time, or if you're really sick, or if you feel like your antioxidants are super low, or they're a problem, or you can't detox properly, or you have neuropathy, or you have any kind of pain, inflammation that you can't figure out. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Start with the root causes. Start with the basics. I've always done that, and you go from there. It's usually because of low hormones too, other than menopause. So
Yeah.
can't help that.
One other note I want to make with this, these tests are literally for everyone. Whether this is your very first time taking a look at intracellular levels, if you've struggled with very intense symptoms for a long time, this test absolutely is for you to get to the root cause of those issues.
Or if you have a child that's tired, like you got to be 11 or older, and they get just the first page, the antioxidant page, or not the vitamin, mineral, amino acid, some antioxidant page, the 48.
Yeah.
But it can show a lot. It can be a game changer for that kid. Chantel grew, what, 1.5 feet a year after we kind of got all that on.
That's true. Yeah,
She's
she
so
did.
tall
She
now.
sprouted, huh?
Yeah.
And she never has to quit. She's
Yeah.
taller than me now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's 11.
If you're bedridden, I mean, if you're having the most intense symptoms of your life, this test is for you.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you're someone that takes fitness very seriously, if you're someone that eats everything perfectly, that you know what you're supposed to be doing, but you're still tired and you're still having troubles recovering from workouts and everything else, this test is exactly for you as well.
Keep you out of the hospital too.
Exactly.
Most for a lot of things that you shouldn't be there for.
Definitely. It's the optimization of these intracellular deficiencies is what makes all the difference for everyone.
The human body's amazing. Most people are really healthy. You just don't know what you don't know about vitamins.
Yeah.
And you get deficient on them, and then you're really screwed into a corner. It's hard.
It's so sad to me when we see all those articles of all these different doctors saying that, oh, vitamins don't do anything. Take your simple one-a-day product and take some vitamin C and you're done. There's so much more to it.
Yeah, they don't get it. They don't know the technology.
Yeah.
They don't know what we did in research with it, too.
Yep. Now, how many thousands of patients have you seen have gotten this test? How many
Probably about 14,000.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, and you can read my reviews. We started reviews, 2 years ago? I think we have 700 plus now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't read them, but they scare me. But okay.
We've got a couple questions for you.
Okay, thank you.
If you had none of those symptoms but have neuropathy, is there a test that you would recommend?
Yeah, the full panel. As long as it's not compression neuropathy from your back, like compressed disc or something, or bones together smashing your nerve. Yeah,
because
we'll figure it out.
Because it could be a variety of things.
Yeah, it could be a whole variety of things.
Yeah.
Any of the Bs, glutathione, like a zinc, like a lipoic acid. Yeah, it's crazy. I like type 2 diabetics, especially early on, because you can figure out why their insulin receptor is being dysfunctional. Guess what that does? It unwinds the type 2 diabetes. They can never backslide and start eating sweets and crap again. They have to really tighten up their diet. But if you deal with the root causes of the insulin receptor dysfunction, you can get that hemoglobin A1C back down below 6. Forget 7, get it below 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What supplement brand do you recommend for taurine deficiency?
For what?
For taurine deficiency, what supplement brand?
I don't even know which one we use. I can't remember.
We'll post about it later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I use something called Evermore or something. That's 1,500 milligrams.
Yeah, we'll go find it.
And then to address international patients and testing, unfortunately, this intracellular test is not available in Australia.
Yeah, too bad.
Yeah, it's only
Fly
domestic
here,
U.S.
We'll ship it to you in advance. Fly here, get it drawn in L.A. and go back home. Or do whatever you want to see the country. It takes about 10 days to run. It gets FedExed overnight from wherever you are to Orlando.
Yeah.
Or go to Disney World and hand deliver it.
Mm-hmm.
Or Universal Studios, Harry Potter Land, right? I know anyone's going to fly there for SeaWorld, but okay, who knows?
Can we read this comment that just came in from Tressie? I had 3 CMAs before my deficiencies cleared. I feel better at 58 than I felt in my 30s. Insulin resistance is cleared. Thank you for the help.
Yeah, about right. Thank you, Tressie. We love you. So,
would this help with someone with myelofibrosis?
for what is?
Myelofibrosis.
I have no idea. It won't hurt them. If it's the one thing that bugs me out there are these diseases with no known cause. They're syndromes or whatever, or like MS. They don't know the cause of MS. They really don't. Or Crohn's disease, they're not quite sure. Or ulcerative colitis, not quite sure. All this has an impact on all that.
We had a question on TikTok. Can my B12 deficiency be caused from my bowel obstruction surgery?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or you're taking the wrong kind of B12. There's 3, 4 B12s.
Mm-hmm.
And you may have genetic errors that block absorption at a cellular level. One of them. That I'd probably suggest some other ones to see what your levels become. But not knowing what you've taken now and not knowing who you are or anything. But yeah, it could be that you're just taking the wrong kind of B12. There are 4 different ones, and they measure B12 levels. I love the ones. My B12 is really high. I got to stop. I'm like, which B12 did they check? And patients don't know. The doctor doesn't know. I don't know. It's just a B12 level. Mm-hmm. It doesn't differentiate between the 4. You just got to be smart enough to know, well, what have you been taking? Probably not the right one. Let's change it. If you still feel tired, but an intracellular test, you can have a supposedly super high level in your serum, but have a low deficient intracellular level.
Yeah.
I see a lot of chronic iron deficiencies. So if you have a B1, B2, B3, or B12 deficiency, I think biotin and some of the other Bs will do it too. You won't absorb iron at a cellular level. And they get iron infusions. They get whole blood cells. Really stop it. Stop the madness. Get this test. Figure out which B you're deficient in and then deal with that. Then you'll absorb iron. I do it all the time.
Yeah, because this was an interesting question. It said, what would cause B2 levels to drop after supplementing all B vitamins in a bioavailable form? Do you think that it would be the wrong B2 for them to be taking? Is that possible?
No, they didn't take enough of it. Who knows? I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah. Interesting.
I'd take more B2, though.
Specifically go after that one instead
of...
Yeah,
you get Nutricos, riboflavin, B2. Pound in 4 or 5 a day. That'll raise it.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. Nutricost is a really good company. They're here near us. We actually have them do some work for us occasionally. They're a CGMP FDA level manufacturer. It's crazy. They really are good. There's stuff. I think their goal is to make like $1 a bottle or something on all their products on Amazon. So you think it's just cheap garbage? It's not. It's really good. So Nutricost B2 riboflavin.
Yeah.
I've been super deficient in riboflavin. I've been deficient in everything. I'm surprised I'm
had
alive.
Everything.
Yeah, I was crawling.
That's hilarious. Well, that's about it. Do you have anything else?
Well, that was easy. Yeah, so in 2 weeks, we're going to talk about the top 10 vitamin deficiencies I see over and over and over again, intracellular deficiencies I see over and over and over again with fibromyalgia. Yeah, ponder that one. If you have friends with fibromyalgia, they need to hear this. It's going to be a really good Facebook Live 2 weeks from tonight. And we'll have a contest.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Free consult with Dr. Purser.
Wow.
Nice.
Maybe a free CMA. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, if you have friends with fibromyalgia, send them on. Have them get on there and leave comments when we start posting stuff about it. Tell them to keep their eye out for it on this page. I love my fibromyalgia patients. We get them better.
Yep.
Oh, okay, they get themselves better, really. Thank you so much.
All right. 2 weeks. See you later.